And so that's when it came to light exactly what goes on in our medical community. The doctor said that he did not tell us about testing because it was not authorized by insurance, and that he wouldn't tell us so we would do the testing because it was not protocol. And that's where my anger jumped in. I said, I can't let this happen. I can't allow other people, other men and their children face death like this needlessly. All we have to do is test people properly. And darn it, I am going to go raise some money to make sure that doesn't happen.
And really from the moment I attended the first board meeting, I knew I was in. I thought, wow, I like this. I like being part of something on the ground level.
I think most people know whether you have cancer or any type of medical issue that you feel a little safer, a little more secure when you have someone holding your hand. And with my experience with Cindy and what I've seen with Cindy and Doug, they want to hold your hand.
I got the results, freaked out for a second, composed myself, went to work, took the rest of the day off, came home and called Cindy Love, the director of Albie Aware. Cindy Love was a friend, and she was the first person I thought of. I didn't call my family, didn't tell anyone at work. I called Cindy and said, help, I need your help. Where do I go? Where do I start?
We've all been there. You go to the doctor and she says, do this, do this, do that. Yes, ma'am, yes, sir, and you leave. No one has been taught to be an advocate of their own health, and that's what Albie Aware is doing, is training people to be an advocate of their own health.
We were at the bottom of the learning curve, and we paid a fortune for that first PET scan. It took 5 years of laying the groundwork, because I can remember initial meetings with hospitals and facilities, and they'd say, your services aren't needed, we've got this covered, insurance companies handle this, and I'm like, no, they don't. I'd been through it personally with my brother. I'd seen it happen with Albie. I was like, no, that's just bureaucratic nonsense. That's not the reality of the situation.
In around 2011, we started getting recognized by the medical community, hospitals, clinics, doctors. They found out that our services were needed. They actually could utilize what we were doing to help their patients. Isn't it amazing that those large entities have to come to a small little nonprofit to finalize and get better care for their own patients? And that's what's happening.
I spent actually the last 3 days on the phone with insurance companies and with the disability portion of my work, and spending those literally 3 days on the phone, looking through paperwork, making sure that all of my bills match up with my insurance, and figuring out what do I have to pay, what I don't have to pay. It's tax time, so figuring out what I save, what I don't save. That's a job in itself. That's not fun.
Breast cancer caught early, the survival rate's really, really good. And that's our goal, is to get these people tested so that they don't cross over to that side. That is the ugly side. That's disfiguring. That means a woman is going to have surgery upon surgery upon surgery. It's not like you just walk into the doctor and say, I have breast cancer, take these off and give me my dream set. That doesn't happen. This doctor is trying to save your life, and you are going to go through multiple surgeries. That's ugly. It's taxing. It's really hard emotionally, and it tears apart families. In some cases, we've seen that. The bright side is we also see families that pull together, and they come out stronger, better in a community of survivors that gives them gifts they never dreamed of.
You're part of a club you never wanted to join.
It got to a point where we were told that she had about 2 years.
Just don't worry, they'll get better. It might be scary now, but don't worry, it'll be better.
Cindy and I started making calls and doing research and setting up survivors to talk to us and tell us what they went through, what they were going through, if they'd already been through the battle of a mastectomy, a radical mastectomy, chemotherapy, radiation, what they'd gone through, then tell us what that was like.
Back late September, I felt a lump in my left breast, and I kind of ignored it, and I figured, you know, oh, it might be some fibrostic tissue or something I don't need to be concerned of. And every morning on my way to work, I listened to KFPK 1530, and on my way home.
So the goal was to shine a light on the battle of breast cancer, shine a light on a local organization that's fighting every day to help people survive this battle.
Everything happened so fast in that, you know, the diagnosis happened. 3 days later, they wanted me scheduled for surgery, and in that time frame, I said, okay, hold on a second, let me understand my diagnosis. And in that very moment, you know, after talking with her, I said, well, you guys found cancer in this breast. What about this other one? Are you gonna check it, or what are you gonna do? Oh, it's highly unlikely, highly unlikely. Cindy says, no, ask them to check. And I said, no, you gotta check and make sure. And the doctor, in a sense, kind of said, well, you're going to do nothing but worry yourself. I had finally convinced her that I needed to have, you know, both checked, breast cancer in both. This one was even much worse. This one had it in the lymph nodes. So that experience with talking with Cindy, talking with Albie Aware, getting educated about taking my health care in my own hands, it's been a lifesaver.
When you meet cancer survivors face to face and you hear what they've gone through, and you see that they've lost their hair, they've lost their fingernails, they've you know, gained 40 pounds from weight gain, they're on steroids, they're all the things that have happened to them, and yet they're a living, breathing person who has a heart and who has loves and who has wants and desires and wants a future. It repaints the picture.
You saved my life.
If you haven't been touched by breast cancer yet, you will be. Because you have a mother, you have a sister, you have a child, you have a daughter. All of those people, it's epidemic. It's absolutely epidemic. It's not going away. The numbers are going up and up and up. So we just hope you can give from your heart, because it will affect you at some point in your life, and we want to be there. Albie Aware wants to be there to help your family.
I broke down in tears is when a young woman came to me. She stared at me for a long time and then sheepishly walked up to me and said, my name is, and you saved my mom's life, and started crying, hugged me, and started kissing me, and wouldn't let me go. Well, I will tell you, I'm a big guy, but I lost it right there.
I think I actually explained to a couple people at work, because they wanted to do something for me and be there for me. And I was able to explain to them that Albie Aware is where I want the attention and the energy. And if you have money to spend, focused. And that's because it goes right back into the community. So
if they don't have the money, and there's a lot of people with no insurance, there's a lot of people that have high copays that, I can't, it's nothing, I'll wait. I don't need to do it. I don't have the money to do it. I won't do it. Boom. One day they find out that they have cancer, breast cancer, and it's too late. We don't want that to happen. So these people who will give us money will help people like that and save their life.
You know, I cry with these women. I'm scared for them, but I want to give them the best life that they can, you know. So I do everything I can, everything in my arsenal to make sure things go well for them. And that means going to doctor's appointments, making sure they're comfortable with their doctors, presenting them with what their options are. It's an honor. It's a complete honor.
You are not alone in your battle against breast cancer. You have the Albie Aware Breast Cancer Foundation. You have me. You have so many people fighting for you, standing up for you, speaking for you. If you don't have a voice, we're your voice. Call the Albie Aware Breast Cancer Foundation. You are not alone. We are in this together.